Hey y'all, so I want to address a trend that I'm hearing and seeing in the mastermind calls right now, and that's, man, I'm just too busy to do real estate investing tasks, right? Or the W-2 has just been so crazy right now. I just haven't been able to do this. I'm just trying to keep the status quo, right? I'm trying to not go crazy here, and quite frankly, either folks are just not showing up for calls for the accountability because they didn't get the work done, or they show up and they say, well, I couldn't get this done because of, and there's an excuse there because of the W-2's gone crazy, it's gotten really busy, blah blah blah. So I get it. First of all, I get it. I've been there, I've done that. I'm speaking from a position of experience directly in this. I'm going to talk about burnout here in just a minute. And so I want to preface this by saying I get it. I've been there. The times where I've buckled down and said the hell with all that and are really focused is the times where I made the biggest leaps and bounds in my real estate investing journey, right? And for a short season, being distracted is okay, right? It means you're learning to pivot. It means you're learning to pivot to a new schedule, maybe a new project, or something like some like you had a coworker who may have left, and all of their work now got dumped on you for no extra pay, something like that, right? But you guys are learning to pivot, and but my concern is for that short season, for some of you, it's going longer than it should, right? And that habit, that excuse building habit, is going to turn into more than just a short season, right? It's going to drift you away from doing the things you need to do to build wealth through real estate investing, right? So here's your wake up call, right? Simply put, stop making excuses. You're in this group to build wealth. You're in this group to build your real estate investing portfolio, right? You're in this group for the accountability. And this is the accountability part, right? It's time for you to show up and start putting in the work. And trust me, I get it. Sometimes it's super frustrating to see all this action going on social media, and here I am over here making 15 offers earlier this year, um, not even getting one even considered, except for the one that we got under contract, and it completely fell apart. Right? Super frustrating. So burnout happens. I get that too. Rising interest rates with sellers who don't get it yet. Right? Sellers still think their property is worth way above here, way above the screen. When with interest rates, no, it's not. It's way down here now, and I think that from my seat, things are starting to shift, starting to turn. So that's where I want you guys to start putting in the work. Get on your runway and start running right now. Right. So here's where we're going to start putting the work. There's actually three scenarios I want to walk through that I feel like a lot of you are falling into today, and has me concerned. And please understand, I'm coming at this from not only the experience, but the love for you to make sure you don't drift like I did or for as long as I did. It's a lot harder, I've got this phrase, keep your momentum. It's a lot harder to shift that momentum back in the other direction when you don't do it quickly, right? So here's three scenarios, right, that I want to address. And if you have been attending calls, right, or excuse me, if you have not been attending calls, you fall in that absentee bucket list, you haven't been in a call in months, then today, right now, I want you to commit to attending 3 calls in the month of June, right? Even if you're not able to hop on camera and stay completely attentive during the entire time of the call, just be on the call. I can guarantee you, being around the W2 capitalists who are getting things done and talking about their big wins, who haven't lost their focus and don't have these little blips on the radar that kind of disrupt their world, they are going to rejuvenate you and remotivate you to get things back in focus, right? And then once you do that, you're going to be the ones in focus, helping somebody else come back around to focusing on what they need to do. So that's scenario number one. You've been an absentee, and I want to challenge you to committing to attending just 3 calls. Just show up, right? Just show up, put it in the chat. Hey, I'm just here to listen. That means I won't call on you, right? So the second scenario that I want to go through is you're somebody who has been attending calls sporadically for the last couple of months, and most every time you come to the call, when I ask about your accountability, you say, well, I've had some work, work's been crazy, haven't been able to get stuff done. And there's excuses after excuses. Whether they're legitimate or not, they're excuses, right? But here's my challenge to you. If you fall into that bucket, My challenge is to you is it's time for you to time, excuse me, it's time for you to find the time to get the work done. It's time for you to reshift some priorities, right? If you're not utilizing time blocking currently, then this Monday, coming up Memorial Day, right? I want while everyone else is out flipping burgers and having a good time, take a couple of hours and look at your priorities and look at where you're spending some time blocks. And if you don't have those set up some time blocking. If you're not familiar with time blocking, it's a good time for you to research it as well. But essentially, you're going to take in your calendar, you're going to put 30 minutes, right, or 15 minutes to look at deals on the MLS, to call a broker, to call a lender, something that you know needs to get done in your real estate investing journey where you're at right now, right? So take the time on Monday. If you can do it before then, great. But set up some time blocks and not only set them up, but commit to doing those time blocks, right? By the way, it's not going to be a perfect system. I'm asking you to do that on a Friday, Memorial Day weekend. Just get something on the calendar so that you get this reminder, oh, I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes on X because I know that 15 minutes daily or weekly is going to change the trajectory that I'm on in my real estate investing journey. Okay. The third bucket is you are someone who just has completely lost hope and that the real estate investing adventure is right for you, right? You're ready to give up. You're completely burnt out. By some grace of God, did you actually see this video and watch it to this point? Uh, you are the most, you are my highest concern, right? My biggest fear is that you're going to give up, and I don't want you to do that. So I'm going to remind you, if I could jump on your calendar and make sure you showed up at the meeting, I would. But I don't have access to your calendar, but you have access to mine in the form of the office hours calendar. So I want to encourage you right now to book a call on the office hours calendar. And if the office hours calendar fills up, I'll open up more room, right? So grab a slot. You guys should have the link. If not, send me a DM and I'll get that to you for the office hours calendar, okay? That's it. That's your wake up call, right? If you feel like you've been an absentee or you're making excuses for not getting the work done, it's time to get it. It's time to get focused. Okay. You guys have a great weekend. Have a great Memorial Day.